Well, we're going to build some cars today.
A good thing, I'm a car guy.
We're going to really show how the ecosystem of folks in this room are bridging the IT and the OT technologies with architectures, with security, and with a fast IT model that allows us to deploy these things very quickly.
So you're really going to tie it all together for us.
Exactly. So if you'll join me over here, we're going to start by provisioning some new analytics capabilities. What we're looking at here is an IT dashboard that's built with Cisco's ACI technology. This is our software-defined technology that allows us to automate the deployment of new IT capabilities.
But it also allows applications to run wherever you want. So you don't have to bet is it going to be centralized or decentralized or somewhere in between. It relies on partners to make it happen. And you're going to show what's changed in this and why speed is suddenly being enabled with the fast IT organizations.
So what I did is I just called up a template, and now I'm going to add some software to this template, a typical 3-tier application. I'm going to add an Apache web server. I'm going to add an application server, Cisco Connected Analytics. You'll hear more about that over the next coming weeks and months. And a Mongo database. And then I'm also going to take some layer 4 through 7 services like firewall provisioning and load balancing, and then what I'm going to do is click on Apply Changes, and now what's happening in the background is we have just automated the process of building this 3-tier application stack, and it'll be up and running in just a couple of moments.
So if I'm not an IT guy, I go, what does that mean?
Well, the way that we did this in the past, the networking people configured the boxes, the storage people configured the SAN, the compute people configured the VMs. We've just automated all that process and taken something that might have taken 3 months and made it just a few mouse clicks.
So now you're talking about time to new applications, time to new services in days or even hours, as opposed to how we did it just a short time ago.
That's right.
In months or years.
That's right. In our own data centers, we're down to 8 minutes to provision a new set of workloads.
And this is why you need architectures and the high-tech industry group working together with the customer segment.
Exactly.
I get it, Jim.
Now, let's take a look at the data that's being generated by that analytics application that we just put together. So this is from a partner, Pentaho, that does data visualization. And we're looking at the total sales of our automobiles. We can see in real time the sales versus gross profit. I can see the different products that are trending, and this is coming real time from our dealers. So we can see that the pedestrian detection system is now outselling the navigation system in our vehicles. We can see social media sentiment, demographics. This is also
So in social media, you could literally see both what it is today in terms of sales, which is dramatically higher.
That's right.
You could all of a sudden tie it to how much more it's being talked about in social media, and instead of waiting to have a problem on orders, you see the problem coming way ahead of time.
You can see those trends.
And so this is what you talk to the business people about.
That's right. And this is where the data virtualization technology, bringing all these different disparate data sources together to give us this real-time visibility. Now over here on the right, I can click on the order button, and this will bring me right into my manufacturing planning system, and I can see in Flint we're about at capacity, but if I click here on Toledo, I can just drag here to do some planning, and based on the inventory, the production line capacity, the number of machines and amount of space that we have, we can see that we can actually build 6 months worth of inventory of our new pedestrian detection system.
So this is true of any industry and any group. And this is how business will be run in the future with that type of speed. The ability to capture data much faster than we had before, sort the useful data from the data is just noise, understand the business implication of what you do, and literally with the touch of a finger change the models. This is exactly what Walmart is doing in their data cafes across all their product line. They start with their basic dashboard, then they explode it all the way down through and do what-if modeling to determine how they compete in the future. What's working, what's not.
I want to set that production capacity in motion to retool our manufacturing line, so I'm going to submit an order for that. I'm going to go back and apply some security rules and some quality of service policies, because we're going to be adding some robots, some wireless, and some switches. And so what I want to do is go in here where I have predefined policies that say things like the FANUC technician has access to the robot, but no one else does, for example. So this is how we secure the network, again, using our ACI capability. I also might want to apply...
So you begin to think about multiple layers of security with multiple layers of skill sets and the ability to also anticipate if there's a problem, either somebody going around it or otherwise.
That's right. Okay. I just also applied some quality of service, so the control traffic will have a priority reaching those devices.
So in my terms, so that your most important applications get executed.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
I got it.
Now, John, join me over here in the manufacturing manufacturing line.
Okay.
I've got a mobile tablet here where I, as the factory floor technician, I might be responsible for provisioning this new device.
So any data to any device anywhere in the world, and then the ability to summarize it back where you can make decisions off.
Exactly, exactly. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is after we've installed the robot physically, I'm going to attach it to this Rockwell Stratic switch, and this is a joint development between Cisco and Rockwell. And as I attach the robot, you'll notice it's automatically discovered by the network because we pre-provisioned it, and it's now downloading its quality of service and security policies and gearing up to be able to manufacture.
So watch this transition. Let's use Rockwell as an example, but it's what we and other people in this room will be doing with the ecosystem. Rockwell used to use our products to kind of enable what they did. Then they began to embed our products inside their products and our joint partners. Now we begin to co-innovate in terms of what we can do together. So this talks about where this industry is going and why you've got to have industry standards and an ecosystem to make it work.
That's right. We can bring that IT automation all the way down to the factory floor.
Okay.
Now, one last thing, as a technician on the floor, I'm just going to click here to provision the software that will allow the manufacturing of our new pedestrian detection system. And it looks like we're all up and running.
Pretty smart machine, I like that.
We're going to let that run for a while here and begin to manufacture. And John, if you'll join me back over here, a couple of thousand miles away on the other side of the stage, and we're going to take a look at how we can remotely monitor.
So this truly talks about a virtual organization, common controls platforms, and your ability really to run your operation from wherever you want.
Exactly.
Rio Tinto's example, doing the majority of their work in the mine area with literally very little human involvement.
That's right, that's right. So on the left-hand side, we're looking at video and video analytics, where we're able to detect, for example, a pedestrian in an area and automatically shut down the machinery. By the way, that analytics runs in the fog, right in the cameras.
So local access,
right.
both at the device and on the shop floor.
Over here on the right, we're looking at an overview of all of our manufacturing facilities. So we get a single pane of glass to see what's happening. We can click to drill down. We can see what's happening forecast-wise, real-time. We're now getting real-time information on overall equipment effectiveness, so this data is real-time. We get video from the floor, capacity planning, and even things like network security. This is our SourceFire engine detecting threats or potential threats that might be within the network there.
Yes.
It is looking like I'm getting an alarm here where we seem to be having a problem in one of our manufacturing pods, and I'm also getting that alarm as a technician. So let's go back over.
So you can send the data to any appropriate source to say, how do we solve this? Now,
That's
this
right.
often used to result in a whole line being shut down for a period of time. Hottest application going now is bringing the expert to the exact site.
That's right.
Virtually as opposed
That's
to
right.
physically.
And also, as a technician, I'm getting a map on showing me on the factory floor where the problem is occurring, so I can get there very quickly.
Yes.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'll just click here, and this will give me the ability to drill down a little further. But let's assume for a moment that I'm not familiar with this particular part assembly that's having a problem, and I need an expert.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is click on Contact Support on the bottom of the screen here. And this is using Cisco's mobile advisor technology to allow us then to talk to an expert who will then help us to solve the problem that we're having here. Hi there.
Good afternoon, Jim. This is Mark. I was looking over your log files, and it seems like you're having a process error.
Yeah, we're having a problem with a little part right here.
Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up Mobile Advisor. That's going to let me see exactly what's on your screen as we're seeing it together, and we'll take a look and troubleshoot this.
Okay.
So you begin to see collaboration, you begin to see Internet of Things, you begin to see cloud, you begin to see video architectures all come together.
All coming together, that's
Okay.
right.
All right, we're definitely seeing a Code 3E process alarm. So the first thing I'm going to need you to do, Jim, is to click the maintenance mode button.
Okay,
and,
I'll do that right
switch
here.
the robot into maintenance mode.
On my tablet.
Okay. It's in
All
maintenance
right.
mode.
And with that done, I'm going to share a troubleshooting document with you.
All right, I'm getting that troubleshooting document on my device
Great,
here.
let me point this out. In the lower left of the block assembly, you're going to see, it looks like you have a loose stem fastener.
Ah, okay.
Right, so all you need to do is pop the top off and tighten that up.
Okay, all right,
hold
I
that,
can
Jim.
do that. If you'll
All right.
hold that for me, John, we'll find the...
This sounds like a process you've got a
Stem
good chance of
fastener.
solving.
Yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and tighten that up. All right, I think we got it all set.
And we all grasp this could be changing a part, it could be doing almost anything, but the ability to bring that expert in and solve the problem. I
That's
get it.
right. Anything else we need to do now?
You just need to click the maintenance mode button again to take the robot out of maintenance mode,
Okay,
and you should
I'll
be
do
all
that.
set.
So simple, smart, secure.
That's right. And we've just fixed the problem, and we're back up in line and running just within minutes.
It's amazing. Smart.
Hello, John Chambers.
I think the robot's talking to us, John.
Yeah,
That may be our new predictive analytics capability.
Thank you.
All right. John, you have the clicker? You have the...
Yes, I do.
I'm going to borrow the clicker because I want to show a network diagram of all of the different components in the architectures
exciting.
that we use there. So this is our diagram of our manufacturing operation. We used a number of different architectures, our ACI architecture and software-defined
And
capabilities.
why this is important, this is all about speed. Architectures allow you to move with speed with dramatically lower costs integrated together. So we as an ecosystem group can say, here's how each of us play to make this happen for our customers.
So here's our ACI architecture that we use to provision and deploy the new services, the intercloud technology that allowed that service to be deployed on-prem or off-prem or in the fog, our IoT architecture where we extend all the way down into the switch in the manufacturing floor, and the fog technologies for analytics, mobility that gave us the ability to view that data from any device in any location, our collaboration technology and architecture that allowed us then to bring in the remote expert, and then, of course, security running across all of this to give us the ability to make sure that this is a secure environment. But, John, it's really about all of these architectures working together that give us the ability to build a world-class, ecosystem-driven partnership that gives us the ability then to deploy IoT solutions like this.
Jim, I get it. Well done.
Thank you,
you
John.
very much.